actually having fun. Having fun.
You've been moved around a lot. You just go with the flow, right?
Whatever the team needs. Whatever the team needs, all I'm gonna do is just go get it and do it to my best ability.
Mar, how did that move happen? Was it your idea? Was it the coach's suggestion?
Yeah, it was actually my idea.
Okay.
I feel like my last go around, wanted to try something different and go for it and give it my all. That's exactly what I'm doing.
How much experience did you have playing cornerback?
I played I played defense my whole life before I got to Ohio State. So I mean, it wasn't new to me. It was just remembering. It was all so remembering.
It is new going against guys like receivers
yeah,
like this
yeah.
instead of North Ridgeville area, right?
For sure.
How's that adjustment been? I mean, are you going out there going, holy crap, this is way different than I thought, or do you feel like you belong there?
No, I feel like I belong there for sure. It was more so of listening to the coaches, get the techniques, not go play football. You feel me? So I was never like, oh crap, I got Chris O'Reilly right here, or oh crap, I got Gary Wilson. All right, let's get each other better. And that was it.
Would you be as comfortable right now if you weren't going against such good receivers? Like, how have they made you better?
It made me a lot better. And just me playing receiver gave me an advantage on the defensive side.
I was asking Ryan Watts about you, and he said that because you haven't been corner much here, you take all of the coaching because it's kind of new to you, so you are better able to put it on the field. What's that been like?
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, it's not like learning new stuff. It's just like I said, like remembering almost. So it was, I mean, just the techniques, for real.
Mario, what went into your decision to be here this season? Was it obvious to you that you wanted to stick around, or how did you decide that?
I knew I wanted to stick around. It was more so of how would I handle my situation.
What do you mean by that? In terms of where you would play, or just what else went into handling your situation?
Yeah, just where I would play, just more playing time, and I mean, and I like to compete. So I felt like trying something new would gonna make me compete even more, and I was ready for something new.
Not everybody would do that, though, right? Not everybody after a long career here would be willing to try something new, even though you played it before. Why were you? What is it about you that made you open to that idea?
I agree with that statement. I feel like a lot of people who would have been in my shoes right now would have transferred or left. That's the easy way. And I just feel like me being me and just coming from where I come from, the transition from receiver to corner was almost the easy part for me. So it was not hard. It wasn't a hard choice for me to make at all. It wasn't at all.
Ever cross your mind of like, maybe I will go somewhere else? Listen, you can go now. And maybe I could be a big part of an offense somewhere. Did that cross your mind ever?
Yeah, for sure.
So then how did you wind up not doing that and staying here? What was the process you went through with yourself, your friends, or your family to make the decision?
The thing that made me stay was the brotherhood that's here. It's hard to leave. It's hard to leave the love and just the brotherhood and the guys in the locker room. So, I mean, that was my biggest thing, to be honest.
Mario, it's your 6th year. When you got here, could you ever have imagined you'd be here this long? Obviously, within 6 years, but most guys come here and they're thinking, things go great, I could be gone in 3.
Yeah.
What was your mindset then?
Nobody, I mean, to be honest, nobody wants to be here for 6 years. But we all got different routes, and God got a plan for all of us. So this is plan, and he he's driving, and I'm with it.
How frustrating was it, like last year, when your role was basically to return kickoffs, and most of the time it was fair catches? How much did you want to have a bigger role in the offense, and how did you deal with it?
I'll say just the people around me helped me get through it. It was very frustrating, very frustrating. Just the people around me, just talking to my pops every day, talking to moms, talking to my brothers in the locker room, just keeping my head on. That's all.
Because I would have, like Doug said, you've been here a long time and haven't found that major role that I'm sure you think you can fulfill. How have you gotten through it? I mean, were there times you thought, I've had enough?
Yeah, there was definitely times where I felt like this is it, and I mean, but coming from where I come from, you can't give up that easy.
Can you elaborate on that? I mean, North Ridgeville and where you grew up. What is it about the way you grew up that makes you have that mentality?
Yes, the way I grew up, I mean, we all got different. How would I say it? The way I grew up was, well, come from where I come from, it's tough. So, I mean, I've been through tough situations. I've been through tougher situations than I've been through since I've been here. So it wasn't nothing that just beat me down. It was more so making me better, making me stronger mentally. Feel me? And physically, I'm already in the weight room getting stronger. So it was just like working on my mind and working on the way I think every day, working on my energy to come in, just smiling, just staying positive.
And how big a role do you think you can have this year?
I think I can have a big role this year. Big one. As long as I keep doing what I'm doing out on the field now, I think I can have a big one.
What would that mean? What do you envision is a big role for you?
Just getting on the field, and once I get on the field, just doing what I do best, playing football every time I'm on the field.
Yeah, that's almost hard to process to hear that, right? It's like, man, you're switched to defense just this year, and that you could help out a team that's trying to win a national championship. And Coach Combs is saying, like, man, sometimes they put on the film and you're putting out the best technique in a drill of anybody out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? That, like, it sounds like, what, Demario just switched to defense and he's going to play? That sounds crazy, but then when you explain it, people explain it, it doesn't sound as crazy anymore.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's more so of just remembering, but learning the technique again. So it was, like I said, it wasn't a hard transition for me. I'm an athlete. I'm a football player.
Yep.
Played football my whole life, so it was nothing new to me. It was probably new to Buckeye Nation and the guys who can't see me on defense or who didn't watch my high school or before that. But to me, I played defense my whole life until I got here. So it was just remembering.
What has been the hardest part about the transition, if there has been a hard part?
The hard part was just speed, because it's way quicker. It's quicker. It's faster.
And when did you graduate?
I just graduated in May, a month ago.
Okay.
What was your degree in?
Sports industry.
So what would you like to do whenever your playing career is done?
So when football is all over, after my career, I would like to just stay in the sports field and help kids somehow. Like even that got to do with coaching, or just getting them better. I always like being around, just because of my energy, just being around kids and bringing them up.
So you could see yourself in coaching?
I can.
Do you think this is like you got trained on the offensive side of the ball here forever, running back, receiver. Now you're on the defensive side of the ball. How might that help if you end up pursuing a coaching career?
I think that helped me a lot. Just off the knowledge that I know, the knowledge that I've learned since I've been here, offense and defense. So it helped me on both sides.
Which side of the ball would you prefer to coach?
Offense.
Why?
I mean, just being an offensive player my whole life. I'd rather coach offense.
Would you have been able to make this move 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, or did it need to happen like in its own time?
I mean, like I said, God's got a plan for all of us. But me personally, I feel like if I would have made the move a while ago, I would be in a way better spot than what I am now.
How did the rest of the corners welcome you?
I was already close with all of them, feel me? Because of the brotherhood, because of the locker room. The team is so tight, you would never even imagine like this unit, don't hang with this unit, we really get all together. So it was nothing like new.
Couple more minutes, folks. A couple more minutes. Polarizing player amongst Buckeye fans, right? Like you got a huge section of the fan base that loves everything you do.
Yeah.
Another part of the fan base, like, what's he doing here? Why is he still here? Blah blah blah. What's the most misunderstood thing about Demario and McCall in your 5 years from now?
You say misunderstood?
Yeah, like
I mean,
what do people not get?
One thing about me, I'm gonna stay positive. Like I see all the comments, I hear I see it all, I hear it all. One thing I would never let you do is see me down. That's why I would not let you see me down. Every time you see me, I'm gonna be smiling, positive, chest up, head high, just how I was brought up.
How would you sum up your Ohio State career to this point?
Huh?
How would you sum up your Ohio State career to this point?
I mean, if I can sum it all up, I would just say opportunities. Every opportunity that I've had since I've been here, I took advantage of it. And I'm continuing to do that.
What do you remember about your first game as a Buckeye in
Yeah.
2016?
2 touchdowns.
Talk it out. I think other people remember it too. I just want your memories of that.
So coming in my freshman year, I actually played a lot my freshman year. First game was against Rutgers. So yeah, so I actually scored 2 touchdowns, but I wasn't surprised by when I scored the 2 touchdowns because coming out of high school, I was already balling. So I just felt like just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, then after that it was I'm playing football. I played for Ohio State. It didn't hit me my freshman year that I was playing for Ohio State and I'm scoring touchdowns. It hit me like I want to say like my sophomore junior year. And I'm really at Ohio State. I'm playing football. I'm doing my dream. I'm playing my dream. Like, so it hit me till after.
Do you feel like you, and it's not to be critical of anything, but you played running back, you played receiver, right? You went between the 2 rooms in your career. Did you ever feel like you got caught in between a little bit of like trying to figure out exactly the best way that they could use you and how your talents fit in the most? Or did you feel like
that was me my sophomore year. That's when I was running back 1 week, next week receiver, next week running back, next week receiver. It was more so of I'm trying to learn both.
Yeah.
So it was, and I was a young buck, so my head was cloudy. So it was, I just had to figure it out.
How have you changed in your time?
Is it just life perspective, getting older and understanding that things don't always go the way you think? You
Yeah.
just seem to have a different vantage point now than maybe you have.
Yeah, just the stuff I've been through, like even outside of football, I learned how to stay calm in every situation, smile through every situation, and I think that helped me a lot, just being here at Ohio State.
One last question for Demario. Anybody?
You still have the moped?
I do.
All right.
Do you understand that I think people are so interested in this because they're trying to figure out why you're here, right? And that the way you're explaining it, I think really tells the story, right?
Yeah.
It's like you have a vision for this.
I do.
That maybe the rest of the world, us included, are trying to figure out, but it feels like you would know exactly why you're here. Okay.
I do.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Mario.
Thanks.